Hi everyone, Keith Arkenberg Farms. Got the footing set up for the house. We're getting ready to pour concrete here in just a little bit. Got the concrete coming, got everything dug out for them. So I'm gonna walk you through how we did it and show you the process. Now, the whole idea with a footing is that it is the foot for your house. It's what's supported. So this is where you have to be very, very, I don't say careful, but you need to do it right. I've worked in construction for many years. I also have a lot of buddies that actually work in the concrete industry. So I have a fairly good idea of what I'm doing. We dig down 3 foot for our frost depth here because in our area it's 36 inches. Be sure and check your local area to know how far you go down, because if your frost goes underneath it, you can get heave. I know further up north, they go 5 feet, down south, they go 1 foot. So that's the first part of it. So we have a 12-inch wide trench, turning around here. So what I did first, laid out, got my corner, got my other corner, made sure the diagonals across this side and this side matched. Means it's square. Also arranged it off the back of the house, taking a string line down the far side of the house and bringing it out to make sure I was straight with the house as well. Next, had an excavator come in, dug down about 2.5 feet. We're about 30 inches right there, and a foot wide with a bucket. From there, we installed 3 pieces of rebar. So we got one across the top, one right at the top of the trench, and then one down at the very bottom with horizontal bars tied with wire about every 2 foot across here. That should be sufficient what we're doing, because on the outside here we'll backfill up to here, which will give us 8 more inches on top of our 30, which will give us our 36 inches, because these are 2x8s. Well, 7.5, close enough. And then the interior, at the end of the pour, we're going to run it a little soupier and pour the rest in here to kind of make a rat slab. The idea here, plastic barrier, keep the radon down, pour a 1 to 2 inch slab across the interior of it just to keep it to where it's dry and clean. Now, the original foundation I did on the house was block, so I actually had to pin into it. The footing's actually down below this area here. You can see I actually knocked a hole in the block and put hook bars in there. So it goes into the wall and then hooks in, and that'll fill up with concrete as well, locking into the house. The other spots we just drilled in and drove a rebar pin to hold it in place. So hopefully before long, we'll have this thing full of concrete and ready to go. Oh, here's the last thing I did. Got on my 3D printer and printed a plate. So that should hopefully be a relief in the concrete when we're done. I sprayed it with some silicone spray, hoping it'll come out, because the text on the 3D printer is not as wide as I want it, and it's very thin in between. So it might blow out, it might not, who knows, but we will see. The other part of this, because I'm not going to jump right on top of this and start building, is that at grade level, I put a pipe in here. That is a drain. So any water that collects in here will drain out here, and it won't be bucketing it out because I did not get to it before we got, 5 inches of rain one day. So that's the basic premise of the project. Dig a hole, put rebar in it, build a stem wall on top. This one's actually floating. Pour it all full of concrete, let it get hard, drop our anchor bolts in every 6 inches and within a foot of the end along each of these walls. Got it well supported, staked all the way around, and then stakes across the top to keep it from splaying out when we pour it, but there won't be that much pressure on it. So truck will be here any moment. We'll get this baby poured. All in all, foundation came out really, really good. Now, because we did the trench footing and the stem wall at the same time, because I'm going to frame wood floor up over the top of this, I did end up with a few issues because I had to pour it very, very dry to basically get the concrete to stack up. And that is, I had a little bit of honeycombing going on, which is where the concrete doesn't quite consolidate all the way. I'll turn you around. And you get these spots that kind of look like honeycomb. They're basically holes through it. The trick here is you use Portland to fix it. The same thing I had where the form boards were on the inside holding this inside form because it was physically floating above the footing, because the footing comes clear out to here and the walls back here, that I had to patch these areas too. All in all, it didn't come out very bad. I did get a little bit of roughness on the outside, which is all part of it. And for that, I actually did a Portland thin veneer coat on that. For the Portland, you mix 1 part Portland cement and then 2 parts of a fine sand. With that, you almost have like a stucco mix, but you apply it, get it a little bit wetter than you normally would, apply it with a flat trowel, just trowel it up the wall, work your way across, mix your next one, then you can come back, use what they call a rubbing float, which is basically just a rubber float, and actually just wet it down and kind of swirl it and smooth it off. Makes for a pretty nice little coat, and the great thing is that extra coat will actually make it waterproof as well. It's one of the suggestions in the building code book is that you use that instead of using black tar like you would on the outside of the house like you typically see on a foundation. All in all, came out pretty good. Gotta let this cure for at least 2 weeks before I mess with it. On top of that, I'm still probably another month out before I actually start framing on this, but I'm going to keep you all up to date throughout the season on the progress of this. And I've actually got extra form lumber that I'm going to go work on my trailer project too here in the next couple days. So I'll keep you all updated, let you know what's going on the farm, what's going on in this, kind of walk you through, take you through the steps as we build this thing out. So hope you all liked what you saw today. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, keep farming, have a good day.